Kenya becomes a fertile ground for the most dumb and stupid ideas from the world. And this thrives well when watered by ignorance, indolence, and incompetence of the leaders we have in our country. And a snapshot is this. Look at this institution called the Nairobi International Financial Center, NIFC. What is it doing in our country? International Financial Center refers to this. This is a territory where tax and regulatory policies are favorable for foreign investments. A territory where tax and regulatory policies are favorable for foreign investments, not local investments. And actually, the Nairobi International Financial Center is termed as the biggest IFC, International Financial Center, in Africa, which now shows is an evidence of the emptiness of the leaders we have in our country. Intellectual lacuna in our leaders. Very intellectually dwarf. Why is that institution in our country? You mean we are creating opportunities? We are creating favorable investment opportunities for foreign investors, and not our local people? Who bewitched us? What's wrong with these leaders? And that is now we are having China Square, where products are being sold cheaper than from the other stores. What kind of competition is that? When we have the Minister for Trade, the PSS, and even the President himself. What kind of business is that? Instead of embracing the local manufacturing, instead of embracing the local industries, we are creating opportunities for others to come and invest in our country. We give them money. Money lives in our country. And some of the things which those investors are doing in our country, it's not a rocket science. It's something we can do with ourselves. It's something we can do on our own. Just take for an example, that your favorite washing powder you love. Call it Sunlight, call it Omo. Where does it come from? Go to that sachet or tin, wherever, at the back of it, you will see Unilever. Unilever is a company in UK. Sure, very simple things. Do you mean we cannot make soap in our country? I believe we can make it. And it is possible. It's only those foreign investors who are empowered in our country. Because whoever who has been in a secondary school and holds a KCAC certificate, at some point in your chemistry class, you are told that if you take sodium hydroxide, you mix it with any oil, either saturated or unsaturated, what you get is soap. What knowledge is needed in that now? But those basic things, they are the ones which are escaping the minds of our leaders. Simple as that. But now we are importing very simple, simple and essential goods which are commonly used in our country. Soap, any powder, any washing powder, go to that at the back of it. Don't look at where it is made. I don't know, a Nairobi industrial area. That is bullshit. Maybe I go down. But the branding, everything, we are literally importing basic things like soap. Why? Because we have created favorable investments for those foreign institutions to come and invest in our country. What kind of a country are we in? What kind of a country are we living in? Now that institution, Nairobi International Financial Center, is termed as the biggest international financial center in the continent, which reveals that Kenya is a very fertile ground for foreign exploitation. It becomes a very fertile ground. If the Western wants to loot any African country, the first country to come in their mind will be Kenya, because of the emptiness we have with our leaders, both politically and those ones which we have made them in charge of various institutions. We have the CS for trade, we have the PS. What are they doing? And it's quite common in like almost every sector. Same to agriculture. Same to environment and climate. They are still pushing the most stupid and dumb ideas. Like on environment and climate change, we have those leaders pushing for carbon credits, which I said it's a lie. Carbon credits is not a business. If it was a legit business, then those politicians would be very rich, because they are the ones who own land privately in Kenya. They are the ones who own large parcels of land. And maybe KWS and KFS would be also the richest institutions in the country. Why are they not? That shows how emptiness our politicians, our leaders are. And also even some of the citizens. Because Kenyans, anything coming from Western, anything from West, they will say yes to it. If you promise Kenyans something from West, and maybe you promise them some money, just a few coins, handouts, don't even give, promise them, they will say yes to everything. Many of them, if not all. But our thinking has been altered mostly by the leaders we have, because they are the one pushing these conversations. On the 1st of July, the president was in UK renewing a partnership contract or deal to extend it to 2030. There's no partnership there. That is exploitation. There is nothing for Kenyans there. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. If these are the things we are doing, promoting favorable investment policies for the foreign investors, what are we doing with our local institutions, with our local industries, with our local factories, with our local businesses? What are we doing with them? What are we doing with them? But now we have the guts to support foreign investments. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. These are the institutions, we need to do away with them. Even that China, that is something which needs to be shut down. That thing needs to be ordered to be shut down completely, never to be opened again. It should die an eternal death. We should not have those foolish ideas in our country. And sometimes silence is not synonymous to honesty, but silence can be a sin. If wherever you are, the knowledge you have, you cannot help in the position you are, then your knowledge is useless. It is useless. Let's point out those mistakes. Let's point out when things are not going right. And let's not just believe in what the politicians are telling us and the leaders. Can we do our background check? Let's examine whatever they are telling us. Let's examine. When you are told that we are going to set up this kind of a thing, ask the questions. How is it going to help us? Especially financially, how is it going to help us? Not just saying yes to everything that comes And maybe it is attached to some few coins, because that's the same thing which carbon credit the guys are doing. They are not even promising Kenyans money, and then they are made to sign documents in which the contents of it they barely understand, and they are saying yes. Let's think, let's scrutinize everything we come across. It's time we need to rethink everything that happens in our country. Let's give everything a shot at it. Let's look at things from different angles. Everything that is running in our country, let's try to understand what is happening. I've said Kenya currently, it is a fertile ground for any evil, for any exploitation idea. Kenya is the most fertile ground in Africa. Let's not live for the future. We live from the future.